Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and I just got this new computer and it had chess on it. And I used to play chess a little bit just with my brothers and sisters when I was younger, and being second oldest of the seven kids, I did pretty well against some of the younger kids. But I enjoyed the game, but I'm by no means perfect at it or very good at it even. But as I was playing it, because I saw that it was here on the new computer, and I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a play. I started playing it, and a lot of things came to mind now in an adult mind compared to when I was younger, just playing it with little one piece at a time, and the main goal just to beat my little brother and sister. And so a lot of things came up on a life level that I wanted to share, and it almost bothered me because now playing against a computer, I just cannot win, and so that's to be understood. And so there were all these lessons that were learned, including when you play against the computer, you think about how it knows every possible combination of what it can do compared to you. And so every time you make a move, it sees all, where we're kind of tunnel vision. So that's one of the things I learned. And I just want to walk through a few of the things that I did. First of all, I set my board up pretty much the same every single time I move the first pawns up. I move the bishops out, and then the rooks are ready to roll. And there's something to learn in itself, is we're creatures of habit, and maybe it's not the best idea for me to do it the same way every time, especially now that I'm getting killed. And so that's a life lesson, is we're creatures of habit. Do we need to stop, reevaluate, and take a different path? Something else I noticed is the opponent in this always distracts me. So every time I went to go make my moves and I had my plan, they're always, first of all, on the offensive, and so I'm playing defense. And second of all, they would put a situation out where I would go take the bait, and so then immediately I wouldn't see the consequence of one of the other pieces taking one of my more valuable pieces. So there's another thing: don't take the bait. Something else I learned is sometimes in chess you take losses as necessary, which is similar to life, and you kind of choose your battles. You make them go where you want, and that's what they did to me better than I did to them. But you try to corner people and get into a situation that benefits you either way, and so that's something that the game of chess had taught as well. I also learned to use all of your resources, because what I found is I was kind of concentrating on playing with basically just one piece, and the computer's a lot better at multitasking and using all of its pieces, including one of the things that they do best is it does not make a move unless it's backing up one of its other pieces. And so, don't go out without any backup. Also, know your opponent in life and in chess, because what I found here is I noticed if I went to threaten one of the pieces, it would back off, or it would make it. That's I was playing against the computer. The computer's motive was, I'm not going to lose any pieces. And so mine, just being human, is okay. I'll lose a piece, but I'll gain this by doing so. And so know your opponent, because it will definitely change the outcome of the game. Also, I did notice how the pawns can get in the way of the king. It was very frustrating when you're blocked in, and so you think about that in life. Are you getting in the way of somebody else and not allowing them to escape or do what they need to do? Don't get greedy. Sometimes I just wanted to go in there blasting. I'm going to put both my rooks in a row and just start taking people out. But anytime I did that, I ended up losing both of them. So that was another good lesson to learn. Don't take the easy targets if there's bait behind them. Something else to think about: you're not always near the king. And so maybe you're not right next to, your boss or whoever it is that you're trying to impress. You're out doing the work like the other pieces. So just keep in mind. And along those lines, the king doesn't always do everything. And so depends on where you are in your life and what you're doing. But that was something that I also thought about as well. Also, every move you make counts. Don't let the opponents make you run in circles. And at the same time, don't be wasting moves just trying to move things around. If you're not moving your pieces in a way that you're going to be taking advantage and moving forward, then you're wasting your time, and you're also allowing the other opponent to get into a better position against you. So that was pretty interesting that I was thinking about. You've probably heard the term keep your opponent in check, or let's keep them in check. What that refers to is if you're in check, you have to move the king out of check, out of the harm's way. And I found the game doing that to me a lot too, where it's like, I had my plan where I was ready to move in and possibly win, but they put me in check, and I had to keep focusing on moving the king around. Okay. Everyone's after the king. Just keep that in mind. That might be a good lesson for you, just in general. The king does the least, as we kind of said, and the pieces protect each other. Okay, that's kind of their main goal. You don't just move, all the pieces around for fun. If you're going to win, you have to set them up in a way that they're going to, protect each other when they make a move. Breaking old habits and refusing to adapt is kind of what we talked about in the beginning. The definition of, I think, is chaos is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And so, your old habits might have to go. You might have to adapt and change things. Also, learning from your mistakes, don't repeat them. And some of the best mistakes or best things that you can learn from your opponent is what they do best. So, in example, I started to pay attention to what the opponent was doing and why they were doing that. And so their knowledge, the knowledge of the computer in this case, had me stop and think, okay, why would they do that? And then it got my mind thinking along those lines. So you can learn some of your best things from the opponent. Also in chess, you're forced to move forward every move. You can't just sit there idle or the game will not continue, and so life can be the same way. This also made me think a lot about how smart artificial intelligence is getting and how hosed you would be if it's coming after you. And I'm just, by the end of playing these games, I thought, I sure hope that nobody as smart as this computer is, trying to make trouble for me. All in all, think about what you're doing. Take time as needed. Don't just react. Okay, so in this game, I still lost. This is probably, I'm getting a little farther and closer each time as I'm learning those. So it is kind of an advanced learning thing. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from the good ideas that others have. You're not closed-minded, but excuse me. Anyway, I just thought it was funny because I pulled up this chess game just to kind of play it again, and I just started thinking about how this now applies through different things in my life with management, with life in general, different things that I'm doing. So anyway, maybe you can think about it as well for you and learn something from it, and just be open-minded. And sometimes you have to play your life like a chess game. Anyway, Danny Johnson, over and out. And here I am going into checkmate, so we'll just probably end the video here. Thanks, guys.